has applied artwork to that. So let's go back and choose Preview View again. Now, if I double click again to open up my brush options, we can decide how the brush scales. Does it scale proportionately? Does it stretch to fit the stroke length, or do we stretch it between guides? If you stretch proportionately, when you adjust the size, it's going to adjust it in all dimensions. You quite often end up with something like this. It's just not practical. So the default is to stretch it along the path. But you may not want to distort your artwork like that. So there's also a new option for stretch between guides. And what you can do with this is you can say, okay, I only want to stretch it between here and here. I want the end to remain constant. And that way it only stretches the middle. And that becomes really useful when you work with artwork that's less organic. And we'll have a look at that a little bit later. So there's lots of options in here. You can also reverse the direction, change the direction of the path. And you'll notice that if I have preview on, I can see that updating as I make changes. You can also ask it to be colorized, and that means if I choose a different color, it would show up on the path. You can also flip it. So if we want it going the opposite direction, we can flip it across or flip it along. And there's also overlap options in there. And this is a brush that's been created for us, but what we're going to do to have a look at these options a bit more is actually create our own artwork. So I'm going to say leave strokes, and it's going to go back to the default settings. And we're going to get rid of that stroke. So I'm just going to select it and hit backspace a couple of times to delete it. Now what I want to do here is we've